So good afternoon, distinguished guests and panelists. Thank you all for coming here. Well, I want to now begin with the invitation of my panelists to share a brief introduction of themselves and their organization. So you can start.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nardos. I'm a founding partner for Awura Computing PLC, who just launched a go-to place for all events related portal known as All Events. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Wengel Tesfaye, and I'm a project manager at KEMMCOM Media and Communications. We are a management consulting firm based in Addis Ababa, and we, in our corporate affairs practice area, we implement digital literacy initiatives, and I co-lead those initiatives. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Eleni Zereu. I'm a technical manager of InfinEth solution. This company offers a range of engineering services on ICT, telecom, and power. So I'm a technical manager for this company. Thank you.
So when we jump into the questions, well, the first question is, the ICT sector is generally considered to more welcoming for women in the workforce. What challenges still remain, and how can they be tackled? You can start.
Sure. I mean, it's a broad question, and I don't think it's very specific to ICT sector per se. Majority of the issues that happens outside of ICT still happens. Those challenges still happen in ICT. But what makes challenges specifically in STEM field, including ICT, would be you have to dedicate long back-breaking hours to be able to come up with a product. So that kind of particularly affects women in a way. It takes away your work-life balance. So I think that's my take on it. Yeah.
So yes, ICT sector is relatively welcoming to women, since it provides women to work in a flexible hours remotely, and these are of course great opportunities. But then at the same time, there are still stereotypes and biases that these sectors are male dominated, and that affects women in a way. If you're told something growing up, then you'll be accepting that thing. So women are told to go for certain careers, but not ICT, so that affects women. Also, accessibility to technology, accessibility to education, and also teachers' attention to their female students also affects their performance in the sector. And lastly, I agree with what Nardos mentioned as well. So even though it provides flexibility and women to work remotely, but it's also very demanding and very fast revolving. So it makes it difficult. It can make it difficult for women to balance their work life with their house life, I guess.
Okay, there are still some challenges for a woman, still remain a challenge for a woman. These are like cultural and social. The culture still didn't accept the woman as in technology or education, so we need to work on the cultures and norms in the societies too. And the other is the lack of representing women in the leadership roles. This is also other challenges currently we are facing.
So jumping to the second question, which is how can organizations nurture more women in leadership roles? What enablers are effective here?
So from personal experience, I couldn't attend my daughter's first birthday. I couldn't attend her first day in school. it's all because of I had to prioritize work and not, what goes on, around home situation. It affects a lot, specifically for women. So what organizations could do to actually alleviate those challenges would be, we just have to create a scenario like you've given birth and you want to come back to work, but you've taken probably 3 months or 4 months away from work and you feel less confident. And so maybe if you have some kind of returnship programs where your company is able to provide you with certain trainings to keep up with what's happening currently in the certain date, and maybe have you join a certain ecosystem where you'll be able to network, amongst the other people in the workforce. Yeah, but I see some improvement. It's not all dark and gloom, because whenever I try to, fill a form or something, majority of the organizations have now adopted this inclusivity agenda, that they would ask you how many female employees that you have, what kind of, the balance, the kind of approach that you're taking to balance out those things. Yeah.
The first important thing to recognize, I believe, is that women are capable to be leaders. Women are capable, but also there are also cultural, economic, social barriers that hinders women from taking leadership roles. So we need to also acknowledge and resolve those problems before expecting women to be in these roles. Women are accepted as leaders as long as they can be there, as long as they can dedicate their times, as long as they can be available as their male counterparts. But at the same time, there isn't what women carry and what men carry in their households or in their life is not similar. So we need to first address those challenges, then we can have a discussion of having women in leadership. So I believe we need to address what women face in their house, in their culture, in their society first, before expecting women to be in leadership positions.
Okay, organization can nurture more women in leadership role by providing organization can nurture more women in the leadership program by providing trainings and okay, can you hear me now? Okay. In leadership program and providing leadership programs, and also whenever an organization hires, starting from their hiring process, they should be including a woman, like in their hiring process, they should have encourage a woman. I can take an example as I can tell InfinEth as an example for this. The company that I am working now, whenever they hire a team or they have like a lot of leaders, women leaders in their companies, for example, like they involve us women when in their hiring processes. I can give my okay, is that okay now? Okay. So like I can share my experience with you. I've been engaged this company as an intern when I used to be a university student, so that this company has been give me different trainings, like assigning me on different projects, sharing a different experience with them. So after I graduated, as I have entered this company, I have joined this company as a junior engineer, so I have been assigned on different projects. This company has been investing on me on trainings, and different trainings, so and then development of and growth. So like whenever a company believes on a woman, so we can do anything. And also we also need, as a woman, we also need to trust by ourselves and stand. We need to improve ourselves. So if we are going to do these things, women can do anything.
Moving on to the third question, which is what are some emerging gender and ethical issues in technologies like Gen AI?
That's a very tough question. Maybe the only issue that pops up on my mind would be health related in Gen AI, and you know, it's like you have to be informed. You know, let's create a scenario where you're using this kind of solutions, where you have to give information about your health, your gender-related health, and if you're not informed about, you know, where that information is going, you will, you know, at some point consent and give, right? Majority of women here in the appropriate age range might use flow. That's, you know, it has some AI-enabled solution in it. So you put in a lot of information because it's very appealing and it solves a lot of problems for you, specifically gender-related problems. But then you don't know where that information is going because you're not informed prior to, and there are biases, and the biases are not related to the product, but who developed that product. And majority of the developers in this situation are usually male. So yeah, but it's a very, very difficult question. And obviously if someone from the audience would say a few things about it, I might learn something about it, yeah.
I think Nardos pretty much covered it very well. Maybe something I'd like to add here is that on the conversation of AI, we should also consider its opportunities. I believe AI brings a lot of opportunities, especially to women and marginalized individuals. So I know there are ethical and there are some risks that come with AI, but we should also focus on what it could bring to women and other marginalized groups. So that's my takeaway.
Okay. And for example, like distribution of harmful contents, maybe one of the issue, like in the social media, there is like different fake information that has been distributed that might be harming a woman and like different things. So these are the main reason, I guess. And then also like rise of different fake informations. So this is also one that might challenge a woman. So this is an issue.
Moving on to the fourth question, which is for women returning to the workforce after career breaks, what organizational conditions and online resources need to be in place?
I think I've answered that earlier.
Okay. Wengel?
So I believe there should be training opportunities and online resources as well, so that women can catch up with their male counterparts or rather their colleagues on what they have missed on the current trends on their industry, so that they can easily catch up. So I believe there should be training opportunities, and I believe there should also be self-directed learning models so that women can easily access opportunities from wherever they are while taking their break. So, yeah.
Okay, like I think arranging flexible work arrangements, like when they back from their work break, for example, like a place in the office, arranging a place and feeding areas and all. Arranging access to the network and the resources, arrange working from home systems. And also, the company also implement a good documentation processes, for example, like an ISO, because when there is, if the system is created, so they can know where the company is and where the project or all the works processes. So implementing a system for the company would also help for a woman.
Well, thank you. So moving on to the last question, which is, what are some of your recommendations to the policymakers and the audience on how to effectively accelerate participation of women and girls in the workforce?
I think majority of the points have been raised earlier. It just have to be summarized. But first and foremost, investing in education really matters, from the lower grades to high school to universities, because there's always unconscious bias, not only from the outside workforce, people from the outside, but from within ourselves that is very self-limiting, and it's only through education that we're able to go past that and achieve. Yeah, that's my recommendation.
So my recommendation for policy makers would be to make more research-based decisions. So there is a lot of intersectionality when it comes to women. Women's issue is not one thing, and like there is no common solution that could help every woman to be included in the workforce. So there are many situations, and all those situations should be addressed differently. So intersectionality is something that should be considered. And secondly, I believe policymakers should focus on treating the problems and the system. So there is affirmative actions and quotas, while those treat the symptoms, but they don't resolve the barriers that women encounter to join workforces. So policymakers should actually focus on the actual issues than the symptoms. So that's what I think.
Okay, my recommendation for the policymakers is like the more investing on education would help a woman, like investing on a training and education of women would helps, and also developing of skills. This also helps. So investing on a training, development, and skill upgrade. This would help. And also creating mentorship program, networking, and would help more change things. So I recommend for the policymaker all these things.
Well, as we wrap up the questions with my panelists, are there any questions from the audience?
Yeah, we have time for at least 3 questions from the audience, and this is not just about women empowerment, but also male allies. How many male allies do we have here for women empowerment? Every male hand should be up, excuse me. Yeah, trick question, that was a trick question, yeah. Anyway, any questions, comments? I have one otherwise for the panel, which is, you talked a lot about women as employees, as managers. I want to ask you about women as leaders. Some of you are founders, you're in senior positions in your organizations. What can be done to empower more women to become leaders, not just senior positions in their companies? I believe you're a founder, for example, Nardos. What challenges did you face as a woman founder, a woman leader?
Oh, a lot of challenges, from financial access to being incubated, having access to incubation centers, to getting exposed to such events. I mean, it's a lot. But as a founder, you put on a lot of hats, you know. So you're the cleaner of your office. You're the developer. You're also the face of the company. You do strategies. So in order to be able to cope up with all of the requirements that you have to meet, you need consecutive, constant trainings, because you always learn when you get trained. So those were my challenges. Well, I don't know if I've come across them, but I'm happy where I am. Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations. Any of the other panelists, any comments on empowering women to become leaders, not just successful managers and employees?
Okay. Actually, there are a lot of challenges since like I'm working with males, all of them are males. So like we're getting a different challenge, but like I'm just proving myself that like we can do, and I actually work, like I personally working before as a team, so a team member, like, and then showing up myself is that I can make things, I can do things, I can be a good leader, because we're working on different projects. So like improving myself by education, trainings and all, and also more of like, as I have already said, like my company believe on me, like they're actually, most of them are males, but like the company also by itself believe on me that she can make things. So whenever they believe on us, we can change things. We can create a very good things. So like whenever a person or anyone believe on us, so we can do things, and also we improve ourselves.
Fantastic. How many of you have mentorship programs for women leaders in your organizations? Oh my God. Okay, I think we're going to have a lot of...
We're a small organization, we're only 45 people. I was going to say, we're a small organization, we're only 45 people, so we haven't put those kind of plans in place yet, but I'm sure we will.
Okay, so the question for you all is, did you have mentors? How many of you had good, effective mentors who believed in you, coached in you, and took you to the next level? And conversely, are you yourself mentors? You're all extremely capable and talented people. Have you also offered yourself as a mentor to younger women in the organization?
Yeah. I just have to revert back to the first question first in order to answer this one. So in order to be able to invest in my company, I had to take on 3 different roles, like remote jobs, to be able to invest. So while working in those 3 remote jobs, I have learned a lot. So that was my mentorship, being out there on the, on the field. So while I was building my company, what I did was I do mentor my employees. So yeah, that was my experience.
Any of you mentors?
Actually, like my mentor is my mother. Yeah, like from the beginning, she was like believing on me. She showed me like the way in the past, so that like from that time, whenever I engaged in the company and all the processes, that I believe on myself, like I can do these things, I can change, it should be done. So in even the companies, as I have already informed earlier, like I have been engaged primarily as an intern, so that like I just became a junior engineer, a senior engineer, then I become the technical manager. So even my company and the CEO also believe on me. So this is a good thing.
Excellent. Thanks.
Maybe, so my mentor I consider to be my father. He is a feminist actually, so he always believes in me and he pushes me to be the best version of myself. And another mentor I believe is my boss. His name is El-Shaddai, he is also here. So he's someone that really believes in me and that really recognizes my efforts. So he also pushes me to like do my best to take part in this. He also pushed me to take part in this panel as well. So big shout out to him.
Please thank him from all of us for asking you to come on this panel. So, how many of you would call yourself male feminists? Raise your hands. Oh my God. Oh, great. We have a few at least. Looks like I think we need a mentorship program for males in this room, not just for the females. Anyway, any other questions, comments? We are out of time. Otherwise, we can have a panels. Would you like to sum up the panel? Some concluding remarks from you as the moderator? Any of you? Yeah.
Well, all I wanted to say is, as given this opportunity as a moderator and as a female and as a young active female, just empower women, girls. We can, if we are given the opportunity, we can act, we can produce. So keep on empowering women, and yeah, thank you.
Oh, you just mentioned the word youth. Sorry, that was my next question. Are things getting better, you think, now for women leaders, women entrepreneurs?
I think so, especially with the time of social media. You can network with big people. You can understand their path of what they have experienced in order to reach to the higher positions. So, I mean, there's a lot to learn if you want to learn. There are rooms now, so it's not that hard to find the CEO or the COO and then, you know, collaborate or learn from them. It's very easy nowadays because of the digital area. So leverage from that, and you can progress in your career and other aspects as well.